Glen Campbell, thank you for joining us in Oklahoma City.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, you were here not long ago and you had a very special honor bestowed on you. Tell us about that.
Well, they had commissioned Jimmy Webb to write a song for the Cowboy Hall of Fame, and I was fortunate enough that Jimmy asked me to sing it. In fact, we sang it once, and the crowd did not stop applauding, so we turned around and did it twice. It was the first time I've ever done a song twice on stage back to back. And only in Oklahoma City. Where else, right?
Right. It was a great song. I understand, of course, Jimmy Webb has written many of your biggest hits for you.
Yes, he has.
Wichita Lineman, Galveston, the list goes on and on, right?
If it wasn't for Jimmy Webb and Dick Clark, I wouldn't be here hosting the Academy of Country Music Award show tonight live at 8 o'clock.
Oh, let's talk about that. You have the great honor, again, of hosting the show with Loretta Lynn and Janie Fricke.
I was very, very thrilled. I'm honored, too, that Dick and the guys at NBC have enough confidence to have me host a live show. A live show it's a lot of responsibility, and we'll see.
Give us a preview of what we can expect to see tonight.
Oh, Alabama and the Judge, Ronnie Millsap, Mr. T is going to be here for the reading of the rules again. Hank Williams Jr., right, Loretta Lynn, Gary Morris is going to be here. I'm a big fan of Gary's. Exile, myself, Loretta Lynn. To host a show with Loretta Lynn was a lifelong dream, and I love it.
Glen Campbell, thank you very much for joining us. We're looking forward to seeing your performance tonight from 8 to 10 right here on Channel 4 for the Country Music Association's awards. Have fun, break a leg. Glen Campbell, thank you.
Thank you, Carrie, and thank you, Oklahoma City.
I'm Carrie Robertson, News 4. The Decorator Show House is open through May 19th. This year's home in Oklahoma City's historic Heritage Hills displays the talents of 31 leading interior and landscape designers. The Oklahoma Run of 85 kicks off 9 a.m. Saturday at Lake Hefner. Registration for the 15K and 3K races will be held at Stars and Stripes Park. Free strawberries and ice cream entice thousands of visitors to Stillwell, Oklahoma's annual Strawberry Festival this Saturday. The Judds, T.G. Shepard, Gene Watson, Gary Morris, and Michael Martin Murphy are coming Saturday to the family reunion. This all-day outdoor concert will be held Saturday at Wild's Fish Farm in El Reno from 11 to 6. For kids only, a lavish production of The Hobbit runs Saturdays and Sundays through May 26th at Stage Center. Performances at 2 p.m. Treasures of the Old West from the Gilcrease Museum in Tulsa opens this Sunday, May 12th at the Oklahoma Arts Center located on the State Fairgrounds. The exhibit, which includes 89 masterpieces by such artists as Frederick Remington and Charles Russell, runs through July 4th. The heavy metal rock group Molly Hatchet performs at the Bowery Sunday, May 12th. Maria Muldaur visits the Bowery May 16th. Cotton Patch Gospel is a foot-stomping musical celebration of the gospel according to Matthew and John, set in the modern South. It comes to Stage Center May 15th through the 26th. Mark these events on your calendar. Black Incorporated presents The Poison Tree tonight through Saturday at Stage Center. All visitors to the zoo's new hummingbird exhibit this Sunday receive free hummingbird feeders. The zoo's 10K and 2-mile runs will be held May 18th at 9 a.m. Kenny Loggins appears in concert May 30th at the Zoo Amphitheater.
Why do you do this to yourself? Why do you continue to live in the past? It's pathetic.
Oh, but not you, Betty. No, you always did know how to live in the present, huh? Wow, well, you've taken that Peyton money and you own this town lock, stock, and barrel.
Barbara Parkins, welcome to Oklahoma City. Thank you for joining us. I understand that you were here once many years ago to originally promote Peyton Place.
Right, I think it was about the second year into Peyton Place.
Well, we welcome you back.
Thank you.
What are we going to be able to see tonight on Peyton Place? Is it going to be as sexy and steamy and suspenseful as its modern counterparts?
Oh, I was afraid you'd ask that question. It's not as blatant as the shows of today. It's not as kind of open. It's not as power hungry. It's not as money oriented. It's sexy, yeah. I mean, we have to stay with the 80s, so you have to have that kind of sexual element into it. Betty Anderson's changed a lot She's now the head of the Peyton Mansion. She runs the Peyton Mill. She's about to be married to Dorian Blake, who is the foreman of the mill, and she has a son, and she's matured greatly, and she looks great.
Barbara, what have you been doing since Peyton Place ended in the 1960s?
A lot. I moved to London right after Peyton Place. I lived there for 5 years. I traveled, I've been traveling a lot. I went to Russia and photographed Russian Orthodox churches. I was married for 3 years.
Did you basically give up acting, though, at that time in your life to pursue other things?
Yeah, you know, you get tired of it. You don't have a direction. I had no interest in my work at the time, and it's somewhat come back.
Barbara Parkins, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be looking forward to seeing your performance tonight on Peyton Place, The Next Generation, from 8 to 10 right here on Channel 4. Barbara Parkins, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm Carrie Robertson, News 4.
We had a little school production of Peter Rabbit, you know, Peter Rabbit, a children's story. Oh, yes. And I thought, because I was a good reader, I thought I was bound to play Peter Rabbit. You know, I would be the star. It never crossed my mind that anything else would happen. And my best friend, Peter Robinson, got to play Peter Rabbit. And I was a bluebird that had to just stand around going, tweet, tweet, look out, Peter, he's behind you, and things like that.
I just don't understand it. I mean, it was a perfectly well-publicized event.
30-year-old Charles Shaughnessy has come a long way since his childhood stage debut. Today, the London-born actor portrays Shane Donovan on NBC's Days of Our Lives.
Could be right. Yeah, there's always news coverage whenever the Queen makes a public appearance. He must have known that.
He's a very human person. He's probably not cut out to be in the world of espionage because he cares a bit too much. But I know I'd like to see him stay in that area because he's very cool, he's very calculating, there's a very clear mind going on. He's a thinking James Bond, I think, more than the...
Before his big break on Days of Our Lives, Charles lived the role of the struggling young Hollywood actor.
I sold videos on the telephone. Actually, they were I think they call them XXX videos on the telephone. They were legitimate, but it was porno and children's movies. Yeah, it's like you'd have to make sure you were calling someone up and talking about strawberry shortcake. You go, is this strawberry shortcake or is this Debbie Does Dallas? You know.
Today, Charles finds his role as a rising new soap opera star, adored by fans young and old, far more appealing.
It's a whole new ball game, and it's very flattering. It's very flattering that you, as an actor, you are portraying a character that has that kind of impact on people.
Carrie Robertson, News 4.
Now, get moving!
Lyrics like, there ain't no busy signals on the hotline to God, and it ain't easy being Jesus, tell you immediately that Cotton Patch Gospel is going to be a unique theatrical experience.
It's a fun show to do, but I guess the best way for me to sum it up is that people are coming here to have a very high mass attitude, or a very requiem, as it were. This is not that cup of tea. This is a down-home version of Matthew's Gospel.
Actor Richard Berry and the Cloud Valley Band take their audience on a foot-stomping bluegrass journey of the life of Christ. The musical score and songs are the last completed work of songwriter Harry Chapin, best known for his hit Cat's Cradle. Chapin died in an automobile accident in 1981 and never heard the applause for his work.
What does Atlanta mean to me? What does Atlanta see?
Harry's music is beautiful. I think it's almost justifiable that it's too bad we lost such a great talent like Harry Chapin, but it's wonderful that he at least got to do this kind of a work before his time was called.
Richard, who won the prize role of Matthew over 300 actors in New York City, is the only speaking actor on stage for the entire 2-hour production.
There's 20 characters, but I play all of them. All right, one actor playing 20 characters, and it's a actor's delight. It's an actor's chore to go after, but it's an awful lot of fun. It basically isn't like a change of hat routine or me running off stage, put on a wig or anything like that. I don't do anything else except what you see I'm wearing right now. I take off a coat and a tie, and that's about it. We've been well received wherever we've gone. There will be people who will find the show very spiritually inspiring, as well as there will be people who question it because they're not ready to open up themselves to a new translation of the gospel or a down-homespun version like this.
Cotton Patch Gospel continues through Sunday, May 26th at Stage Center. Carrie Robertson, News 4.
Sure enough, it's gonna be a show.
I hope
to have and to hold from this day.
Kids of all ages will enjoy the Arbuckle Wilderness, a drive-through animal park in the Arbuckle Mountains near Davis, Oklahoma. The park is open daily 8 a.m. until 1 hour before sundown. Cotton Patch Gospel is a foot-stomping musical which combines the music of the late Harry Chapin and a modern-day version of the gospel story. It runs through May 26th at Stage Center. A powerful mother-daughter relationship confronting the meaning of life and death is explored in the Pulitzer Prize-winning play Night Mother. This sensitive drama runs through June 9th at Jewel Box Theater. The almost President of the United States, Pat Paulsen, appears at Joker's Comedy Club through this Sunday. Celebrate the beginning of summer at the Festival del Paseo this Saturday through Memorial Day. The 3-day event features visual and performing artists, live music, and everything that makes a festival fun. McAlester celebrates their annual Italian festival in true native style, featuring folk music, costumes, and Italian cuisine this Saturday and Sunday. Ray Stevens, who wrote Ahab the Arab, Misty, and Everything is Beautiful, performs at Doc Severinson's this Saturday at 7 and 10. For a great concert under the stars, join Kenny Loggins at the Zoo Amphitheater May 30th at 7:30.
Like when Miss Buckles called, if I hadn't have brought home the... It was just phenomenal. Then when I called...
Why did you enter the contest?
Because I'd always been a fan of Days of Our Lives. I've watched it throughout high school and college, and I just couldn't resist entering because I had watched the show for so long.
Who are you going to take with you?
I'll be taking my niece with me, Bonnie Stevens. She's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
What are you going to do when you go to the reception and you see Bo and Hope?
Well, I'm going to be very tempted to throw my arms around Bo and tell him how much all the ladies in Oklahoma love him.
What about Hope?
I'll shake her hand.
I mean, can you believe it? The guy was out on bail after a hit and run 2 days before he hit your kid.
At least this time he'll go to prison where he belongs. This time he'll have to stay in prison.
Lady, you're going to be lucky if he does any jail time at all, much less prison. They don't put drunks in prison, you know that.
But he killed my daughter. He killed her.
Candy Lightner, thank you for joining us in Oklahoma City. I'm curious as to what response your organization had after the airing of M.A.D, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, in 1983.
Well, keeping in mind that we were a very grassroots organization at that time and only had like 2 phone lines, we were receiving a call per minute, at least at the central office, and our local chapters said they were averaging the same. We're now prepared with a toll-free number, 1-800-GET-MAD, to handle over 65,000 calls a night because we know that people are going to react to this movie. I think it brought a lot of national attention to the problem of impaired driving, which had not occurred before that.
Do we have further to go, in your opinion, as far as public awareness and national attention?
Oh, absolutely. But you know, we still have the basic problem of people thinking that they in fact can drink and drive, and I mean that goes on every day, and I think we as a society are probably the greatest enemy to this problem. We ourselves and our own behavior and attitudes, and I think we need to recognize that. This is the most solvable, preventable crime that we have in this country. It's real simple. You simply don't drink and then get behind the wheel of a car.
What needs to be done now?
First have to deal with the legislative process. You have to convince the legislators, you have to convince the judges that we're dealing with a serious crime, and hopefully that in turn will help convince the American public. I think it's a matter of continual, ongoing, consistent, persistent education, and hopefully peer pressure.
The true life drama of Candy Lightner's tragedy and campaign can be seen tonight on Channel 4 from 8 to 10. Carrie Robertson, News 4.
Well, you know, we picked up the guy that did this.
They told me.
I guess you know the whole story then, huh?
Oh, gee, yeah. The whole 9 yards.
I mean, can you believe it? The guy was out on bail after a hit and run 2 days before he hit your kid.
Discoveryland's 2,000-seat amphitheater, located 10 miles west of Tulsa, is the home of this energetic production, which runs June 7th through August 24th. For reservations, call 918-245-0242. The Oklahoma City Woodcarvers Show and Sale will be held this Friday through Sunday at Heritage Park Mall in Midwest City. Country western singer Mickey Gilley performs in concert Friday at Doc Severinson's. Shows at 7 and 10. Treasures of the Old West, an exhibit featuring 89 Western masterpieces, is on display at the Oklahoma Art Center through July 4th. The Oklahoma Museum of Art presents an exciting exhibit of American art from New York's Metropolitan Museum through June 20th. How about a free outdoor concert at the Oklahoma Museum of Art Saturday at 7 p.m. or a twilight concert in Will Rogers Amphitheater Sunday at 6:30? Mark these events on your calendar. Night Mother continues through Sunday at Jewel Box Theater. Carpenter Square Theater presents Celebration June 7th through the 16th. Greater Tuna will be presented at Norman Sooner Theater June 7th through the 9th. Edmonds Canterbury Art Festival is Saturday and Sunday in Hafer Park. Jazz musician Les McCann at the Bowery Sunday at 8 p.m. And Lyric Theater opens its 1985 season with Peter Pan June 11th through the 22nd. In 1954, who would ever have guessed that the young actor making his American movie debut in this scene with Elizabeth Taylor and Van Johnson in The Last Time I Saw Paris would eventually become one of the most renowned actors in the world?
How do you make out? Brilliantly. Until the second round, then invariably some young Australian or American schoolboy.
From the little-known role of Paul, he would become known by another name, thanks to a popular and long-running TV series seen the world over.
After all these years, I've caught you in the act. The famous Simon Templar.
While he gained fame as the Saint, today he is universally known by yet another name.
My name is Bond. James Bond.
He is, of course, Roger Moore, who this year is making his 7th appearance as Ian Fleming's famed secret agent, 007 in A View to a Kill. While he has played many roles in his career, Bond is his favorite.
If you're going to make action-adventure films, then what better than to be in the best of them all, which is Bond. You know, if you're going to be leading man in something, then be in something where they spend a lot of money and take a lot of time and care.
Having played 007 for 12 years, Roger has become a firm favorite of millions in the role and has mastered the part.
If you look at a script, I have very little to say, which is why I elongate. My name is Bond. I mean, it's written, my name is James Bond, so I say, my name is Bond, James Bond. You can call me James. Or Jim, if you like. I mean, I just pad and pad.
If there is a secret to Roger Moore's success as James Bond, it's his unique sense of humor, his naturalness before the camera, and his suave manner, no matter what may be going on around him.
There's never a cab when you want one.
The minute the acting shows, you should get out of it. It's got to be relaxed. It's got to be real. You can get away with it as a villain. You can act, but heroes can't. They've got to be flip, charming, and look as though they don't give a damn. You know, when I'm a seething mass of nerves underneath.
Don't go away.
I'm very quiet. I'm a peace-loving person, a Libra, well-balanced. I'm not cut out with this sort of thing. Shows you what a good actor I am. I look as though I'm enjoying it.
Carrie Robertson, News 4. For 81 years, Peter Pan, the boy who refused to grow up, has been flying away with the Darling children to Never Never Land to battle pirates and villains. The non-musical version of Sir James Barrie's fantasy opened in London in 1904. In 1954, Mary Martin as Peter became a theatrical legend in the musical version, which has been presented to audiences throughout the world. 25-year-old Elaine Fliterer, who had never read or seen Peter Pan prior to winning the role in Lyric Theater's production, experiences a natural high as Peter.
But the first time I really flew, it was like I couldn't stop giggling. I had so much fun. This is a girl whose father hung her over the Grand Canyon, so I love heights. I do.
The villainous role of Captain Hook has been played by such greats as Charles Lawton and Boris Karloff. As the villain Hook, lyric veteran Jonathan Reed loves playing the bad guy.
It's a great role to play because the function of everyone around Hook is to make Hook feel like he's always right. He's kind of a pansy, he's very fey, and he's very clumsy. The only thing I wish is that I could fly.
I believe in fairies. I mean, the little pixies that dart around a room. When I was a kid, I had a Tinkerbell wand and kept it and played in the bathroom with it. Everybody wants to believe in Tinkerbell. They want to believe that there is a place where you can go and never grow up. And if you can walk into a theater and for 2 hours be taken there, by golly, go. I would.
From Never Never Land, Carrie Robertson, News 4. Just for the fun of it, Lyric Theater offers to take you and the entire family on a journey through time and place to the world of fairyland. Your entire family will enjoy Lyric Theater's Peter Pan, the story of the boy who refused to grow up. Fly away with Peter and the Darling children to Never Never Land, where they battle pirates and the villainous Captain Hook through June 22nd. Carpenter Square Theater continues its presentation of Celebration tonight through Sunday. Country western singer Johnie Lee performs at Doc Severinson's Friday night shows at 7 and 10 p.m. Renowned jazz singer Keesha St. will appear in concert with jazz pianist Bertha Hope this Saturday in Norman Sooner Theater at 8:15 p.m. The International Photography Hall of Fame and Museum at the Kirkpatrick Center presents China Images, a photographic study of China, the people, and the country through July 26th. Comedian Jay Leno appears at the Lincoln Plaza Hotel Sunday, June 23rd at 7 p.m. The greatest show on earth, the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus, comes to the Myriad for 8 spectacular performances June 20th through the 23rd. Mark these events on your calendar. The Potawatomi Tribe Powwow will be held in Shawnee this Friday through Sunday. Surf's Up at the Downtown Beach Party this Saturday from 1 to 8 on the Hudson west of the Myriad Gardens. Free outdoor concerts continue 7 p.m. Saturday at the Oklahoma Museum of Art and 6:30 Sunday at Will Rogers Park Amphitheater. And the Oklahoma City Gun Show is this Saturday and Sunday at the Fairgrounds International Building. For the deaf and hearing impaired, Lyric presents a special signed matinee of Peter Pan with special discount rates on June 22nd at 10 a.m. I'm Carrie Robertson. Have a great weekend, just for the fun of it. Lyric Theater's production of Irene continues through June 6th. This Cinderella tale with a modern twist features such great tunes as Alice Blue Gown and I'm Always Chasing Rainbows. The Oklahoma Arts Center's Wild West Weekend closes out the exhibition Treasures of the Old West this Saturday and Sunday. Festivities will be highlighted by a premiere Oklahoma City performance of the Trail of Tears outdoor drama from Tahlequah at 7:30 p.m. Sunday. Surf's Up at the 89ers Baseball Stadium. The Beach Boys return Saturday evening to perform their greatest hits. Mark these events on your calendar. Edmund's Shakespeare in the Park kicks off with 12th Night, June 29th through July 28th. Guthrie's Native American Celebration and Powwow continues through Sunday. Purcell's Heart of Oklahoma June Festival is Saturday on the Courthouse Green. The children's play Heidi continues at Stage Center through July 14th. Here are just a few of the great Star-Spangled events planned for next Thursday, the 4th of July, in the greater Oklahoma City area. The Oklahoma City 4th of July Parade at 10 a.m. travels from 20th and Classen north to Memorial Park at 36th for a full day of festivities. Edmond America's 3-day celebration July 4th through the 6th features rodeos and a spectacular parade Thursday at 10 a.m. in downtown Edmond. The celebration continues at noon in Hafer Park and ends with a fireworks display at 8 p.m. in CSU's Wantland Stadium. A good old-fashioned 4th of July featuring a pie-eating contest, folk music, and fireworks begins at 6:30 p.m. in Oklahoma City's Festival Plaza west of the Myriad Gardens. Bethany celebrates with a 10 a.m. parade downtown, helicopter rides, a car bash, and fireworks at Lyon Park. Norman's all-day beach party at Reeves Park begins at 1 p.m. and offers a dunk tank, free watermelon, and fireworks. A talented trio of New York guest artists head the cast of Lyric's mid-season musical On the 20th Century.
I attack with my back up against the wall.
Actor Terry Reynolds is a familiar face to Lyric audiences. Since his first days as a member of Lyric's ensemble in 1967 to his performance as Oliver Daddy Warbucks in last summer's production of Annie, Terry has become a Lyric favorite. His Broadway debut came this past September in Zorba with Anthony Quinn. The role of Oscar Jaffe in On the 20th Century is one of Terry's all-time favorite characters.
Oscar Jaffe is a very flamboyant director of the 30s. He was played in the movie by John Barrymore and on Broadway by John Cullum. Very colorful, very flamboyant, very crazy. It's the most wonderful role I've ever had the opportunity of playing.
Dallas born and raised Connie Coit portrays Lily Garland, the rehearsal pianist turned superstar.
She starts out as Mildred Plotka. She's a little accompanist in New York, and she meets Oscar Jaffe, played by Terry Reynolds. In an audition, he's auditioning the grand actress at the time or something, and so she's playing and she corrects the woman, and he sees fire and life, and he molds her into this star, giving her the name Lily Garland.
Don't forget, little Brucey.
Robert McCormick, who bears a striking resemblance to Robert Goulet, plays the role of Garland's Hollywood hanger-on boyfriend, Bruce Granite.
Bruce Granite is a young Hollywood leading man who's madly in love with himself. He is having a mad affair with Hollywood's most famous actress, Lily Garland. It is an affair that for him is, he's using Lily as his in to getting leading roles. He's blatantly leeching off her success.
On the 20th Century continues through July 20th in OCU's Kirkpatrick Auditorium. This Pullman car is one of the great sets in Lyric Theater's third production of the summer. This weekend, just for the fun of it, buy a ticket and take a ride on the 20th Century. On the 20th Century offers a menagerie of larger-than-life characters in this fun-filled musical adventure set in the 1930s. A week full of activities, including a rodeo, are all part of Shawnee's Santa Fe Day celebration, which continues through this Saturday. You Can't Take It With You will be presented by the Mummers at Stage Center tonight through Saturday. Also, Children's Theater at Stage Center continues Heidi this Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. Crosby, Stills and Nash appear in concert this Friday in the Zoo Amphitheater at 7:30 p.m. Pack a picnic and listen to Jim Hester and Rosewood Saturday evening at 7 p.m. at the Oklahoma Museum of Art. And on Sunday, the Oklahoma City Chamber Players perform at 4 p.m. This Sunday's free Twilight concert at Kerr Park presents the electronic music of Cosmic Debris and Otis at 6:30 p.m. Singer-songwriter Don Henley appears Sunday, July 14th at the Zoo Amphitheater. Comedian Denny Johnson brings laughter to Jokers July 16th through the 21st. Rhythm and blues singer Delbert McClinton performs at Spurs, Southeast 25th and I-35, Thursday, July 18th at 9 p.m. Mark these events on your calendar. Fiddler on the Roof, tonight through Sunday at OCC's Judd Theater. Torch Song Trilogy continues tonight through July 21st at Carpenter Square Theater. Norman's Midsummer Nights Arts Fair will be held at the Firehouse Arts Center Friday and Saturday, 6 to midnight. On the 20th Century continues through July 20th in OCU's Kirkpatrick Auditorium. I'm Carrie Roberts, and have a great weekend, just for the fun of it.